guy, what's wrong with him?
He actually spoke out after the whole reunion. Did you also see that little part after the reunion
Yeah.
where that whole
Yes, yes,
thing
yes.
where
And then, oh, wait, it
apparently
said she punched him.
and she started like that's the thing. Like you feel that she is being authentic, Shannon, right? Like she seems horrified by this, not because of the cameras, but just like in terms of like, oh my God,
Sure.
look what I did when I was on alcohol. Like, wow.
But she rolls blank tape, obviously. Like she's like completely blacked out, but she's still functioning. Those are really dangerous drunks. And she doesn't have any recollection. And I think that's like all of the previous seasons where people would say, "Oh, you called me when you're drunk," and she has no recollection of smiling and dialing. You know what I mean? She doesn't realize that she's calling people and saying what she's saying. Um, but and that's another sign of an alcoholic. I know, I mean, it sounds bad for me to say that, and I I don't want to say that because I don't know her, but again, yeah, when things like this are happening in your life and it's affecting so many of the relationships in your life and people and your work and everything,
I
that's what
think
that
there's a
means.
few. I mean, I think maybe Dorinda, maybe Sonia. I know you love Sonia dearly.
How is she?
Well, she sold her townhouse finally,
Yes.
and she now lives in either Palm or West Palm Beach, Florida. So
Oh,
she's
good for her.
relocated. So she's starting over.
I could totally see her in Palm Beach.
She's down there and you get more for your money. And I don't know if that has solved any alcohol issues that Sonia
No,
has,
she's
but
another one. Yeah.
yeah, I think she's another one. Dorinda,
Yeah.
maybe we
Yeah,
throw her in there. Another
another
one.
one, another one. Luann, but admitted, yeah, another one.
And I think, right, I guess there's a lot of side. Like to me, it's like when your personality changes so much too from a drink.
If it affects your relationships and it affects your life, and those are all people where has affected their life, you have a problem. It's causing a problem in your life. So for you to say you don't have a problem with it, well, it has a problem with you. And listen, some people can, you know, manage it and not and can have one or two and don't have to get like blitzed every time, and so they'd say like, well, I'm not an alcoholic because I can have one or two and I don't have to get drunk. That doesn't, I mean, and trust me, I come from an alcoholic family. My dad, my brothers, I mean, I have everywhere. I've been around it my whole life. I yeah, I just, you have to just be able to admit it.
Yeah,
And and maybe Dorinda, or not Dorinda, Shannon
Sonia.
can have a couple. No, Sonia, I don't know, but Shannon can, because she was drinking this season
Yeah.
and she was fine. I mean, she cried, I think, a little bit more. I think that those were more drunk cries sometimes than, or tipsy cries. I don't want to say drunk, but tipsy cries. Um, but I think she probably uses it as a coping mechanism.
And you just think, I mean, listen, a lot of people are not fans of Tamra. Like, she'll do anything for the show. I mean, see, I think and most people think this too. I think Tamara came into last season thinking that the public was going to hate Shannon because I mean, she wasn't. A lot of people didn't like Shannon, like universally. There were
Mhm.
like a lot of people did, but a lot of people didn't. I think Tamara came into the season thinking you crashed your car in a DUI, which you could have killed someone. People are very against drunk driving, and people are pissed off at you because that's the thing about Housewives, right? Like when you were filming it, like you were filming it in a vacuum. Like you don't know the public's reaction or what producers are going to do.
Right. Correct.
So I think Tamara came in and people agree that like she came in saying, I am going to be the fan favorite. I am a superstar. You are a drunk. You could have killed someone. You are irresponsible. You crashed your car. I am going to take you down and the fans are going to applaud me because nobody likes drunk driving. I think that's what Tamra expected. And the producers were like, well, we have a different, scenario of how we're gonna, because listen, this could have been edited so many different ways.
Sure.
We have someone on Potomac now, Karen Huger. She also got a DUI. Different situation but it's a different production company. And she ain't getting a free pass this season. They are holding her. I mean, there's a trial that's going on. And
But which
but
one? Which one got it? Karen.
Potomac,
I
Karen
know.
Huger, the
Is
Grand
she
Dame.
the grand down? Okay. Wow. Oh, bummer. Wait.
Apparently, it's her second one, and there's a
Oh, shoot.
trial. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And her cast it's not being edited like, oh, poor thing. And like, it's not the same. They are, saying we think you
Taking her
have
to
a,
task.
yep.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's the thing. I think Tamra really thought that this was going to be edited and that people would
Mm.
react a different way and she would be the superstar. And it's like, I don't think she realized that this was how it was going to come out. But yeah, a lot of people are hating on Tamra.
What about like even when she was at the dinner? I saw her at a dinner and she was, I don't know, the new blonde girl, her
Jennifer.
boyfriend, yeah, Jennifer, and her boyfriend Ryan,
Hmm.
right? And Tamara like went in on Ryan and was calling him a bitch and this and that. I mean, that she was drunk then,
People, right.
right? I mean, I know that the show like needs so much of this like behavior to like keep viewers coming back, you know what I mean? But it's been going on for so long, and I wonder like when they're ever gonna like talk about the level of alcoholism, drug use, all this shit that goes on, or if
Well,
they never will.
Leah McSweeney, do you know about this? She was on New York before they rebooted it. She was just in court. Like she sued like Bravo, Lisa Shannon, Shed Media, Andy Cohen. She's an alcoholic, like now.
Admitted, yeah,
Yeah, and she says that in her first season she was off the wagon. And I'm really summarizing, so these
right.
some of these slight facts could be different. But
Mhm.
she in her second season claims, now I don't know if there's a smoking gun and there's an email or whatever, but she claims in her second season they said things, I don't know if it was all oral, like, just have another drink. Like you were much more interesting last season when you drank and like basically, so I mean, like it's a protected class, and like, so she's like in court. She is not settled. Like she just went to court. I don't know where this
Wow.
is all gonna. So she claims that they, were like, just we have to make a good
Like
TV show, and you were great last season. Just have a drink. You're a little boring now, more or less. Yep, that's what she claims, and that
what?
they
But
challenged her sobriety and
so
caused her.
what kind of like you as the attorney, like what kind of damages is this gonna like what would she be looking to win with something like what is she saying like punitive, like what is she claiming, like what does she sue
Well,
on what grounds?
I think it's like a protected class, like discrimination for a protected class. She was also on a girls' trip. Now, she was fired, but I mean, they were all fired. The whole cast was let go. I believe that's part of it too. Like discrimination, I think it's like a discrimination case, like I was in a protected
But
class.
that's not, I mean, is the rest of the cast suing? No,
No.
that's not gonna go well. I don't think so.
Well, that's